The Jaguars' offense has looked solid to start the year. Liam Coen has done his job as a new head coach with some great play designs and leading the unit. Travis Etienne has bounced back after a horrible 2024, but there's another player in this backfield that's already starting to get a bigger workload after the Tank Bigsby trade, and that is explosive rookie Bhayshul Tuten. Tuten was drafted 104th overall in the 4th round out of Virginia Tech, and Coen handpicked him just like Bucky Irving last season. His final season in college, he had 1,159 yards and 15 touchdowns, and in college, he posted a 96th percentile after contact rate and 98th percentile missed tackle rate. For his size at 5'9", 209 pounds, he has shocking contact balance, is incredibly athletic with a RAS of 9.56, highest in the draft class by the way. Week 1, he did not see much action. 3 rushes for 11 yards on 4 snaps, but immediately after Tank Bigsby was traded to the Eagles, he saw those opportunities in Week 2. Playing on 18 snaps, he saw 10 touches for 74 total yards and a receiving touchdown. So let's get into what Bhayshul Tuten did well in Week 2 to secure himself a role in this offense behind Travis Etienne, and potentially a bigger role as the year goes on. The Jaguars schemed up 2 receptions for Bhayshul Tuten, and the first one is a beautifully designed screenplay off of play action. He catches it in the backfield and immediately breaks a tackle and accelerates upfield. The one thing I love is that he is not afraid of contact. As he hurdles this defender, which was great in and of itself, he knows he's bound to take contact, but he embraces it. He takes the big hit, goes to the ground, and gets right back up for a huge gain. He's a tough runner with the football, and is not more evident than on a play like that where he knew a big hit was coming, didn't care, and gets right back up for the big play. What's even better about this is that before the draft he had fumble issues according to scouts, which he did. But he still is inviting this contact no matter what people say about him and the issues he had holding on to the ball before. But if you want to take Bhayshul Tuten to score a touchdown or get higher on his receptions or rushing attempts, there's no better place to do it than an underdog. Underdog is the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. All you have to do is pick higher or lower on 2 to 8 players' projections, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. And if you sign up with code Fanatics, you get $50 in bonus funds when you play $5 and a gimme pick. Again, that is code Fanatics for $50 in bonus funds and a gimme pick when you only play $5. His other reception was another design touch, as he starts out wide, motions back in, and in this one high safety look, once the ball is snapped, it left him one-on-one with a defensive end, which I have no idea why that was what the Bengals' decision was with the coverage, but it's the Bengals' defense, we all know what that is. Who he makes a great inside cut on, and that cutting ability and lateral agility is one of Tuten's strengths. He made this touchdown look way too easy, as at the end could have made a play, and then he cuts and accelerates upfield with another defender closing in for a tackle, doesn't make it, easy touchdown. That explosion upfield immediately after catching it is a beautiful thing to see out of the coach's hand-picked running back prospect. Get him the ball in space, let him make guys miss, and you'll see results. That sort of thing also helps Trevor Lawrence, who has kind of struggled to start the year, at least throwing hospital balls to Brian Thomas Jr., so get the ball into these guys' hands with space, let them make the play. One thing that scouts said about Tuten is that he's not decisive and cannot pick a lane in the run game, but on his first carry of the game, I think he did a great job finding lane and making the best of what his blocking was giving him. This run was originally designed to go to the left, but obviously, as you can see here, that's clogged up. He finds the lane up the middle and makes 2 cuts to bring it inside for a 6-yard gain after inviting more contact from the 2 defenders standing there, pushing through for another yard or 2. If I were to nitpick, I think that with his explosiveness, his agility, his acceleration ability, he could have tried to make a 3rd cut on Dax Hill to bring it to the right side of the field, but that would have been very difficult, and as an offense, you celebrate a 6-yard gain on 1st down. So this was a great play by Tuten, reading his blocks and just doing what the defense was giving him. Making a play with what was in front of him is a perfect thing to do as a rookie running back trying to establish a role. Another example of why I don't understand why scouts said that comes up on his 2nd run. This is supposed to be a run up the middle, but again, it's clogged up. So he uses that elite lateral agility to hit the cutback lane outside. He sees the linebacker and cuts right back in. It was also said that he prefers to cut runs wide and outside rather than go north and south and follow a blocker. While there was no blocker to follow, I like how he just cuts it vertical instead of bouncing this to the wide side. 2 cuts, 6-yard gain again, and once again, fights through that first contact. It did stop him, but he was trying to fight for as many yards as possible. Smart running by the rookie to cut vertically upfield, not bounce it out and bring the offense to another 2nd and 4, and it's plays like this that kind of disprove what those scouts were saying. Again, he's on a very limited sample size, but I like what I'm seeing from him so far based on what the scouts were saying about him negatively. And his contact balance is great as well, especially for a smaller back. One thing about this play design that confused me is, why is Travis Etienne blocking Shamar Stewart? Because it doesn't work, and Shamar gets to Tuten immediately, but it doesn't matter because Tuten throws a jab at him and throws him off immediately. Shamar Stewart is a project, so I mean, he should have made that tackle there, but we'll see that in the future. This should have been a 2 or 3-yard loss, but ends up as a 6-yard gain after another cut inside the blocker, choosing his lane and taking upfield where Logan Wilson finally brings him down. His yards after contact numbers already look good through 2 weeks. Among all running backs with at least 8 carries, he's 9th in yards after contact per attempt at 3.91, similar to rookie year Bucky Irving, who led the league at 3.93. Now, I don't know if that number will stand, but so far he's proven to be able to take the first hit and continue downfield. A slippery runner is the best runner. With his cutting ability and how willing he is to take contact, he will churn out yards for this running back room. I also want to shout out Travis Etienne, who's 4th in yards after contact per attempt at 4.2. So far, the two of them have played amazing together. I think they'll complement each other very well in this Liam Coen offense for this entire 2025 season in a run scheme that I think they both fit very well in and are perfect complements to each other. And the last play I want to show you is this 9-yard run. It was designed to go to the right as the blocking tells us, but there's a cluster of bodies, and that will lead to absolutely nothing if he continues that way. Tuten notices that as soon as he gets the ball, he cuts back to the inside and invites the contact of Geno Stone and carries him along for extra yards. This play was supposed to only be a gain of a few yards, but Tuten just churns and churns his body until he gets 4 or 5 extra yards. Now, this was against Geno Stone. Of all safeties, he was one of the worst tackling safeties in the league last year. So far this year, his PFF grade is decent for tackling, but I don't think that's going to hold. Tuten did a great job finding his lane after the run design's lane was not open at all, and using his body and ability to fight through contact to bring the Jags to a 2nd and 1. Bhayshul Tuten has had limited touches so far through his 2 games, but he's made the most of them. 13 total touches for 85 yards and a touchdown is impressive for a guy seeing the snap count he has had, and given those numbers, it should be obvious that he has the 2nd highest rush success rate in the NFL among running backs with 10 plus attempts. It has been made clear that the Jaguars value him. I mean, why would they 1. Draft him in the 4th round, and B. Trade Tank Bigsby, their team's leading rusher in every category last season, if they did not want this young buck to get the backup running back role? Travis Etienne has been surprisingly great to start the year. 30 carries for 214 has a receiving touchdown, but how long will it be before this becomes a more even split between the two? As of now, they're easing the rookie in. With only 25% of snaps last week, they will also want to be careful for him because of the fumble issues he had in college, which truly was his biggest knock. But so far, we have not seen anything to make us think that that is truly an issue now. Whether it becomes a dual-headed monster in that backfield, or he plays more of a complementary role throughout the year, Duval knows that they have an explosive, athletic back that invites contact, sheds it, and can churn out yards that he wasn't supposed to have. The Jags will continue to scheme touches for him in the receiving game. Coen won't make him go out there and run complicated routes, but swing passes like we saw in week 2, flat routes, Texas routes, and screens are all on the table. I mean, we saw what he did in the limited receiving work that he had in week 2 against the Bengals. Get the ball into his hands. Let him make guys miss like he has shown in the preseason and throughout 2 games. In Jacksonville, we'll see the results. So far, on 13 opportunities, he's not had a negative play. That's insane. And he's gained at least 3 yards on all but 1 of his touches. He's basically bringing a net positive to this offense every time he gets the ball. We saw this in the preseason as well, where he gained positive yards on 18 of his 19 touches, and he was hit at or behind the line of scrimmage on 6 of those 19. Safe to say, he makes a play whether there is or is not contact. Bhayshul Tuten is going to skyrocket for the Jaguars, and if it's not now, it's going to be very soon.